Hi, so in this video we're going to be exploring the concept of how to prototype a circuit onto a breadboard. Alright, so in the earlier video I showed you how to simulate it in circuit lab. Now we're going to build it, alright, virtually, alright, on the breadboard. Okay, so this is an image of a breadboard, and first you must understand how a breadboard is connected. Okay, so breadboards come in different sizes, alright, so some of these internal connections may be slightly different, alright, depending on the size of the breadboard that you have, alright. But generally, what you need to look out for is the top two rows and bottom two rows. So in this case, the top two rows both have a line, alright. So you can see there is a plus with a red line across the entire row and a minus with a black line across the entire row. Now what does that mean? That means internally this entire row is all connected together. So when you say connected together, it means that if you were to open up the back side of the breadboard and look at it, you will see a metal strip or a connection that already connects all these dots together. Okay, that is internal to the breadboard. Similarly, the negative line also has an entire connection. Alright, now why I said that it can be different for different breadboards is because for some bigger breadboards, maybe the entire line may not be connected. There could be a gap in the middle, so you need to check for that. Okay, so that is why we need to see the line. So in this case, the red line and the black line is a continuous line, which indicates it is a continuous connection internally as well. Alright, so the same thing applies for the bottom two rows as well. Okay, so this plus is all internally connected. Same thing for the green, the negative, where all the dots are internally connected. Alright, but of course the plus and minus are not connected together. They are two separate rows. So the top two rows are separate, the bottom two rows are separate. Alright, now for the middle two sections over here, alright, over here and over here, the way the breadboard works is they are connected internally by column wise. Okay, that means this first column internally is all connected, the second column is all internally connected, but each column is by itself. Alright, and there is a gap over here, so between the upper half and the lower half there is also a separate they are separate columns. Alright, so this is a separate column by itself. Okay, this is a separate column by itself, and so on. Alright, so these are the important things of a breadboard that you must understand: the top rows, bottom rows, and the middle portion, which are all in columns. Alright, now how do we connect up this circuit over here? Okay, this circuit that we have, how do we connect it up? So the first thing is the power supply. Alright, so for the power supply you have a plus and minus. Alright, so the symbol for the power supply is a long line for the positive and a short line for the negative. Alright, and normally what I would recommend to my students is to use the top positive for the plus. Okay, so we connect the positive of the battery to the plus on the board. Okay, the top plus, so the entire row now becomes positive, and we take the negative of the battery and connect it to the bottom negative line. Okay, I know some students may prefer to connect the negative to the top negative line. Why I prefer to do it this way is so that it's easier to see the flow and the relation between how we build the breadboard and how the circuit schematic looks like as well. Alright, now how do I place the resistor? So a resistor is basically a component, okay, with two legs. Alright, and we need to place one leg that is connected to the positive of the battery. Alright, so the positive of the battery is this entire line over here, and I can take any point on this line and connect one leg. Alright, so I use the black or blue over here. Okay, so I can connect it to any of these points, and my resistor Okay, and the other leg of the resistor can again go to any other column, any column that you like. Alright, now how about the other side of the resistor? So we can see that the other side or the other leg of the resistor is supposed to connect to the negative of the supply. Now where is the negative of the supply? It is this bottom row over here, this green row. Alright, so I need to connect a wire from any point over here to the other leg of the resistor. Now the other leg of the resistor is connected to column 15 over here. Okay, the top column 15, and as I explained just now, for the top half and bottom half, they are internally connected column wise. Alright, so this blue dot, okay, this blue point over here where the other leg of the resistor is connected is the same as this point, this point, this point, and this point. They are all internally connected, which means I can take any of these points and connect to the negative of the battery. So I can just connect a wire from here to here. Alright, and that's it. Okay, so if you analyze the current flow, okay, you will see that the current is going to flow from here, the plus, okay, through this line, through the resistor, okay, come down the wire here, okay, through this line, and then back to the negative of the battery. That is how the current flow is going to look like. Okay, and you can also see how the layout, okay, of the components can relate to the schematic that we just designed. Alright, so this is our first introduction, okay, to understanding how a breadboard works and how we relate a schematic to the design on the breadboard. Okay, so do follow up on my other videos where we go into more in-depth on different type of circuits and how we can design them on the breadboard as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.